Go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ramblemancy, the 4-year Ramble-versary. Apologies for the weird little hiccup we had. I had a strange camera glitch that I might not have fixed at all, so we'll see how that goes in a second.
Lucas is providing proof that we live in a simulation.
Yes, exactly. John, why are you suddenly quieter than I? Why are you suddenly quieter than you were?
What? Is this better?
Yes.
What the hell? Anyway, I'll figure that out in post.
Great. Yeah, we'll fix it in post. This is, we'll get the editor on that. Anyway,
Yeah.
Hi everybody. It's good to be back. It's good to see you all. Yeah, it's been a long time. But yeah,
It's been 84 years. It hasn't been that long.
it hasn't been that long. But what it has been is 4 years since the very first episode of Ramblemancy. 4 years.
Mhm.
That's almost 100. Yeah. See, I got you.
Yeah. No, it's perfect.
That's so much. I'm very excited to be back.
Me too. It was palpable in the pre-show mania of us trying to get the tech all settled and just generally goofing around.
Is there no audio, or is it just geekouts?
It might just be Matt. I realize if you can't hear me, I can't ask if you have Twitch website.
So people have audio. It's just Matt who doesn't have audio. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, lots of friends. I see Nico. Hello, Japanduin. Hello, Hassan. Hello, hi, Schaefer. Jolly old up Nixilis. Bree. Thank you for the honks. Amethyst. Hello. One of our many lovely moderators. Matt Beacats. Hello. Newly human. Freeman. Thank you for coming to the stream today.
Who's this Freeman guy
Also
about?
I don't know.
Who is
and hello,
he?
Anne.
Anne. Hi.
Cryptid.
Whoa.
I hear I have it on good information, verifiable information that Freeman is a cryptid.
Yeah, he may not be verified on Twitter, but he is verified on Cryptid. That joke started out as a different thing, and I changed it halfway through. This is why you don't change jokes halfway through the stream. It's halfway through that was. You know what? There's too many layers to this, and I'm not going to unpack them all. Yeah. So we are here tonight celebrating our 4 years of Ramblemancy. And since Ramblemancy was like the first thing that we streamed on this channel, other than announcing that the channel was going to exist and hosting a Q&A, which I do not recommend you go watch, you could still find it. I don't recommend you go. I don't recommend you do that. But oh my God, Hassan.
Thank you so much for the 5 tier 1
gift. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Hassan.
Whoa.
Also, thank you, Nico, for the, hold on, I gotta look at this number, 40 months of resubs.
40 months. Oh my God.
Of subs.
Oh, Newly Human is here. Hi, I saw you earlier, and then I hello.
Hello.
Congrats on your
Also,
gift.
Coffee Bone, Amidio Cramdy, Freeman, Bree, and Newly Human. Quite a few people who are present actually just got gift sub. That's awesome, actually.
That is awesome. Yeah. What? I got distracted by the gift, by the sub bomb, and now I don't remember what I was saying. It's totally fine. Oh my gosh.
Late, I cry for Tim.
Yeah, so the very first thing that we streamed on this channel was Ramblemancy, which means that it's basically been 4 years of the channel of Rule of Lore. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of years. Yeah. Yep. It like somehow simultaneously feels like not that many and way more than that.
Well, and it's right too, because I remember we started streaming, the summer before I went to Gen Con 2019, went to Gen Con for the first time. Mm-hmm. And so we met some folks there, and yeah, it's 2023 now. The math checks out. Math checks out.
Listen, 2023 does not seem like a real year. Like I was watching something the other day, and on the little on the screen it said the year of the like the show, and it said 2023. I'm like, that does not seem like a real year. That seems like something out of science fiction. But here we are.
No. Like I think I saw somebody mention like the opening to Children of Men the other day, and like what a like what an excellent like 90 seconds of world building it was. And I watched it, and yes, it's an incredibly good 90 seconds of world building, but they also are like, this is London in 2027 or something, and like I don't know when Children of Men came out, but like that's not that far. It's 2006. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I was gonna say,
they're like,
it was
oh,
like-
that's 20 years away, and I'm like, no, that's 4 years away now.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that.
Well,
Right.
well, as we know, the year 2000 was 10 years ago, and yeah.
Skyrim just came out last fall.
Yeah.
I will hear I will hear no other arguments. 10th anniversary edition, that's fake. Why would you make 10th anniversary for a game that's been out for 1 year?
Wild. Well, everybody, we have Geekouts, thank you for gifting a sub. We have some cool stuff tonight. We're gonna talk about some like announcements. So just give you a basic do a quick rundown of what our overall plans for the year are. Nothing too specific in most cases. We got a special surprise planned for you in just a few minutes. And then we're just gonna ramble. We're just gonna hang out. We're just gonna hang out, chat, and be groovy.
We're gonna do what we do best,
We're gonna
which is
do
ramble.
what it says on the tin. Spigs, hey. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Spigs. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, bud. Yeah. Tinned meat.
That's what I was gonna
Call
say.
back.
I was gonna say it.
Yep.
I was gonna say it.
All right. So, I actually think should we do the cool thing first, or should we talk about the boring stuff first and then do the cool thing?
I think we should do the cool thing first, and then we can talk about all of the like channel announcements and stuff.
Okay. Let's do the cool thing first. Here, we're gonna do the cool thing. Here we go. We've got a little fun thing prepared for you guys today by our very own Geekouts. So without any further ado, here we go. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Surprise, everybody.
Hello.
I mean, hello. Hello, everyone. And hello. Didn't see you there. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi. All right. Hi, everybody.
Lights, camera, button.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ramblemancy.
Wait. Hold on. If Lucas doesn't know what's happening, and Freeman doesn't know what's happening, and I don't know what's happening, who's flying the stream?
Is this the button? Oh my God. Hi.
Which?
Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Wait, did we do it?
Are we here?
I don't know why that startled me so much.
I hate how scared you sounded. Like if you're not in control, none of us are in control.
Who's driving this thing?
Yeah. Tinned meat.
Tinned meat.
Nothing better.
It's the best.
In the time before the oceans drank Atlantis, and the rise of the sons of Arias, there was an age undreamed of. And onto this, Conan, destined to wear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
What did I just watch?
Damn it, John. You underestimate my flower.
I love you, John.
Love you.
Is it large? Oh God, it's cursed. Oh, I was expecting it to be large, not that large.
I mean,
Suddenly, all thoughts have left my mind.
I know. I'm like, I've never played a TTRPG before. What are you talking about?
What's a turtle?
Hey, Lucas, which chord is it?
Discord, not that chord.
It's definitely not Discord, is it?
Do a festive giveaway time. It's festive giveaway time.
She's right behind you, isn't she?
Yeah.
Dude, you have on your desk? What's your favorite thing on your desk? And what's the weirdest thing?
This is not a fun game for me. Like there's like
And I've got
I
a
don't
giant
have
fucking
like
pine cone.
That pine cone is the size of your head.
Discord?
no, Freeman, not that chord.
This chord. That's the
one
Oh.
I'm talking about. It's that one.
Okay. I just need to be
Is it-
sure.
Not Discord.
Okay, we're not doing this bit again.
Because they're just so goddamn cool.
Then, from like around. Oh.
Help, GM. I am trying to play a rogue, but I'm dummy thick in the clap of my ass.
Yes.
Don't like it.
Thing. It is John's birthday.
It's coming to my attention.
Oh my god!
Someone's birthday today?
This time I didn't throw you under the bus, I just gently drove it over you. We will see you the next time you decide to come roll with us. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night and good zone. Oh my gosh. Well, that was, God, that was so good. Matt, thank you so much, so much for putting that together. You did such a good job with that. I actually had occasion to show this to Henry last night, and Henry thought it was amazing. So yeah, it's got the Henry Nolan stamp of approval. Oh gosh. So tomorrow you will be able to see this whenever you want on YouTube starting, I think it comes out at 9 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. So you'll be able to see it whenever you like. So yeah. Thanks for that, Matt, and thanks for all of you who were there for all of these things, and for those of you who participated in the streams. Yeah, who were present on camera and off. So yeah, and watch it on repeat. It's what I've been doing ever since Matt sent it to me. So I hear you, Hessen. That's exactly what I've been doing.
We're a bunch of chatty motherfuckers, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun without all of you.
Definitely not. But yeah. So yeah, that's the fun, cool, exciting thing. And now it's time for the boring stuff. I'm just kidding. It's not. None of it's boring. It's just, stuff. It's logistics. Logistical stuff.
Announcements.
It's kind of announcement. It's announcement adjacent. It's like they're not really announcements. It's just, look, we're trying to tell you what we're doing. This is what this year's gonna look like. We're gonna lay it all out for you.
Bree says, I'm only in it once. I think it needs to be re-edited.
I think you just need to be on Ramblemancy more, Bree.
Yeah, fucking Bree, get at me. Get your ass over here and get on Ramblemancy.
Yeah, what are you doing next Friday?
All right, here's how it's gonna work. You come over here next Friday and hang out for Ramblemancy over here. Then I'll come over and play Metroid on your stream. There we go. Crushed
There you go. Solved it. Okay, for real stuff. We're gonna get into the segment. I promise you, we'll have a good old-fashioned ramble later, because it wouldn't be a proper Ramble-versary without just sort of sitting around, shooting the shit, chatting about anything and everything and nothing also. But first, we are going to do a little bit of a, just a basic overview of some of our plans for this year. As some of you know, some certain things have changed for the three of us, and so it has sort of forced us to reevaluate how we're going to do stuff on the channel. So one of the biggest things is where you're going to see the changes. You're going to see changes in terms of when and how much of our programming you get throughout the year. We're going to actually have a schedule, you guys. We're going to actually have a schedule. We've scheduled in breaks and downtime. So we'll talk about all this in a little bit more detail, but I'm just sort of going over the overview. You're going to see changes in our Patreon. There's always changes in our Patreon. You're going to see changes here to make it easier for us to fulfill things on Patreon, and also I think generally make it more rewarding for all of you. So we'll get into that as well. Other than that, we'll also have new types of programming that I'm very excited about, and we can't be specific about that yet, but we can give you at least a couple of specific examples, which I'm also very excited about. So, who did you duel for this? Well, that's a secret. That's kind of one of the secrets for later. We're gonna save that. So John, you want to get us started on this? Because it wouldn't be Ramblemancy if I didn't throw you under the bus.
No, absolutely. Yeah, like we will begin as we always have by throwing John under the bus
From time immemorial.
Yeah, I have to do the old wizard voice to buy myself time to think because I'm perpetually surprised by this.
You literally have notes about this. You have notes in front of you.
I did actually take notes about this. So like I've been glancing at them as you've been talking. Like, yep, that covers it all.
Good. I'm glad I didn't miss anything.
So like in terms of specifics, our actual plays and stuff like that, you'll probably see like a couple of those from us a year, like 2, maybe 3 if we are ambitious, or if we want to do like a very short run or like a charity stream or something like that. But probably expect probably 2-ish actual plays from us a year, 8 to 12 episodes each. And you'll see probably a familiar cast of faces from those folks on screen and folks that we know. But it also gives us opportunity, of course, to reach out to new cast members and other folks who we don't get to have on as often as well.
It'll also allow us opportunity for new GMs to come on as well. We can it allows us the opportunity to kind of never allow kind of what happened with Infinite Horizon to happen again, which is that it goes for so long that we kind of end up it ends up being way more work than we can afford to put into it, and then we end up getting burnt out while we're trying to make it work. And so we can basically do little short snippets of hey, we're gonna do we did Tomorrow is Dead. We can revisit that world for a few episodes and then have a break, and then later in the year revisit something else, or do something new. So it'll allow us to do that kind of thing, which I'm looking forward to. It means that we get to follow our kind of creative passions and not feel like we are shackled to them for long periods of time.
Yeah, no, it definitely frees us up to explore more manageable lengths of seasons for things that we are interested in pursuing or things that we're interested in revisiting. So that's kind of what we're thinking for APs. But of course, as we mentioned, that leaves downtime in between seasons of shows where we're getting casts together again or figuring out what we're going to do next, or producing or recording things if that's what's going on. And so we'll probably be filling that time in with just other kinds of variety streams. Ramblemancy, of course, will be a constant, but we've tossed around several ideas for other streams to put on the channel. Lucas has been talking about map making streams, and I personally am very excited to just chill and watch you make maps.
Yeah, so that's I've been looking for a way of doing some kind of sort of chill kind of hangout stream that we can do and put kind of that still fits within the Rule of Lore brand, that we can do something where people can just come chill and hang out and need no background as to what's going on. They can just kind of chill, hang out, and chat and whatever. And lately, as some of you know, I have been using a lot of incarnate, really sort of honing my incarnate skills, and making RPG maps, and so that frees us up to do all kinds of cool stuff. Sometimes it might just be me working on a map for something that I'm working on. Sometimes we could do world building streams just for while. Here's a little GM secret for you. Most of my world building I do while making maps. So. Yeah, those are kind of the same thing in my mind. So we can do some of those, do some community world building, which I think would be fun. Yeah, and I'm generally excited to just sort of see how that plays out, and if it works at all, it'll be a fun experiment. We'll see how it goes.
What I said to Lucas in our meeting a couple weeks ago is, if only we had a bunch of friends and viewers who also watch a bunch of art streamers and would love to watch something art adjacent happening. So I feel you too. I love making maps for worlds because there's so much fun to do world building.
I too do a lot of world building in the shower, Nico.
Oh hell yeah.
Do a lot of character work in the shower.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
art streaming, you say? Where would you possibly find that? Those? No, I don't know. We don't know any people like that.
I don't know any
We
art
know
streamers.
people like that. Never met one in my life.
I've never. You make maps in the shower? I've never tried, but you know, I will not be streaming that. That I will not be streaming.
Not on Twitch, that's for sure.
That's more. If you want map making shower sessions, you're gonna have to subscribe to my OnlyFans and.
Oh, I thought it was only maps.
Only
I
maps.
understand.
You're right. You're right.
Only
you're right.
maps. Oh my god, that's so good. Subscribe to my only maps, please.
I hope that's not an actual
For
thing.
the
Let me just Google
unedited
something real
maps.
quick.
That's on only roll.
Incredible. Well, what a coincidence that you say that, because that brings us to our next bit of announcement, which is that we actually don't have an only roll. So,
yeah, we don't.
We don't have one of those. Okay, cool. Anyway, so yeah, that's just kind of an example of the kind of like variety content that we will have during downtime, just so that we don't let the channel lie fallow as it had for so long just now during this last several months. So yeah, we'll even if we're not doing actual plays, we'll be doing something, and that could also include video game streams like we've done in the past. So, you know, all kinds of cool stuff.
We still do have all kinds of Borderlands to explore if we want to, and there's lots of fun multiplayer games to that we can play.
Absolutely.
Lucas can be good at open world survival crafting games, and I can run around with an axe naked and panicking. So.
I don't think that's right, John, for you to promise anybody that I would be good at open world survival crafting games. I don't think you can ethically do that, but
I wasn't gonna roast you like that on stream.
Look,
but...
I don't say that I'm good at them, but I will be playing them.
You'll need to play some Deep Rock Galactic. Oh my god.
Wait, what about Punjo?
Hold on. I'm not even gonna put you in pun jail for that one. You know what you did, and I will let the weight of that rest with you.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were playing Conan Exiles regularly. That's true. We were absolutely doing that. I haven't obviously had the setup for quite some time to be able to like jump on any games or whatever, but I will say, no, I'm not encouraging anybody to go out and get this unless it's on sale, but I have been a little bit playing a fair amount of Valheim and also Fallout 76. I was shocked at how much I actually enjoyed Fallout 76, but
I was gifted Valheim, so like there's got to be some Valheim that happens.
I know there are a lot of Valheim players in our chat, so I know there are. Yes, me too, Nico. Yes.
It's the Fallout time of year, you know. I feel like Fallout is like late winter, early spring, and then of course like fall is the peak nostalgia, like Skyrim nostalgia hour.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Absolutely true.
True. Cool. All right. What is Patreon the next thing? I think Patreon is.
Yeah, that's the next thing I have on my list. Unfortunately, I took off my glasses, so everything in front of me is just kind of a blur. So I'm gonna vamp while I polish those, and then I'll get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Patreon was the other thing that we just had a few announcements about and stuff, because we adjusted just a little bit the schedule of doing like Tabletop Tool Chest and Media Club. We're going to be doing one Tabletop Tool Chest 2 weeks into the month, and then a Media Club at the end of the month. I say 2 weeks into the month. We'll be doing a Tabletop Tool Chest about in the middle of the month, and Media Club about at the end of the month. Just so that we don't have those awkward weeks sometimes where we're like, Tabletop Tool Chest, and then we're also doing a Tabletop Tool Chest and a Media Club on the same. Anyway, the one of each every month, one about in the middle, one at the end. Otherwise, like that's pretty much the same. Little has changed about the $5 tier. We're kind of structuring our content in the way that Beyond the Roll was structured, so that's off there. But if you have checked the tiers on Patreon lately, there is a snazzy new thing on there that when we do pre-recorded content, patrons at the $5 tier will be getting 1 week early access to whatever pre-recorded content that we make. So
And to be clear, that is specifically for pre-recorded content. Not all of our actual play content will be pre-recorded, but whenever there is pre-recorded content, $5 tier patrons will always get early access to those things. So
yep,
yeah,
$5 and above, of course. If
yes,
you're,
$5
if you're
and
at the speaking of world builders, if you're at the $10 tier, you'll also get that in anything that's above that. So I suppose and we talked about this. We wrote a post about this on Patreon a little bit, but just a quick discussion on stream too. Like the world builders tier has changed a little bit since we're doing actual plays without like a long running show on. World builder tier still works the same way when we're getting ready to run a show or when we're running a show. In that, we'll meet with y'all and you can help us build something, or characters or places or a part of the story that we will work into the show, which is pretty easy to do in short bursts like that. But then that means there will be pieces when we have downtime where the world builders don't have have something to work on, and so during those times we'll be running like polls and stuff and seeing what y'all are interested in seeing next, and you can help us decide what we're gonna be doing next here in terms of like pitching some like vibes for shows that you're interested in seeing, or game systems that you would like to see explored maybe, and then we'll take a look at those and be giving y'all some voice in like what we use and how we make our actual plays.
Yeah. Another sort of minor change to our Patreon is that previously our legendary subscriber tier, it was sort of just a like, hey, if you want to support us more, this doesn't get you anything more other than our undying love and affection and also a vanity title on Discord. But now we kind of thought that was a little, there are more concrete and material ways to show our gratitude for those of you who come in at the legendary $25 tier. And so from now on, including retroactively to any legendary members, Steve,
Steve, this is a direct call out.
This is specifically for you. Anybody who comes in at the $25 tier will receive a one-time gift of a Rule of Lore mug. So you'll get that, and as a way of like, it still is very much our like, hey, if you want to support us beyond what our tiers can do, this is the tier for that. But we also want to give something back as well. So like having like so everybody who comes in on that tier is going to get a Rule of Lore mug. So that's not implemented yet. None of these things are entirely implemented yet. We're still like rolling that out, but we wanted to make sure that you all had fair warning as to what was coming down the pike for that. So yeah,
hey, we're always rolling.
That we are, Freeman. That we are.
Yep. Freeman's just getting his squats in for the day.
Oh boy.
Hey, Freeman, are you coming back up? Is the elevator broken?
I think the elevator might be a little bit broken.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna take the stairs. I'll be right there.
Oh my god, are we doing this again?
Sorry.
If you subscribe to the $20 tier, you're getting mugged. Incredible, Nico. I appreciate you. That's very, yes, good. Exactly. We have also discussed, and are in the process of figuring out the logistics, but we have discussed doing even higher tiers on Patreon. Stay tuned. That's all I can say about that.
When we know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, is that pretty much all the stuff about Patreon?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much that's most of our
That's
list of
it.
announcements.
That's all we did it, everybody. We did it. We did the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Lots of cool, exciting stuff coming this year. We're in the process of figuring out what all is coming next. Oh, and we've also been chatting with Colin about wrapping up
That's right.
the infamous, the notorious Into Deep.
Into Deep, yes. They actually just had a cast meeting a couple nights ago. So Into Deep will be coming back at some point this year. We'll let you know. Just a quick note about Into Deep is that Into Deep will be streamed live, but it will be pre-recorded. That way we can avoid like any sort of schedule issues that plagued that show since Jump. So we're gonna be pre-recording, so hopefully that will mitigate quite a lot of that. So Into Deep will be wrapping up this year. So yeah.
Exciting stuff.
Hell yeah.
Lots of exciting stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. That's it. I think that's it for like the announcement logistics part of our thing. Sorry it took so long. It's just, it's been a hot minute since we were streaming and there's a lot of stuff to say.
I know.
But now
because you built an entire city block.
Yeah, I built an entire city block. That's what I was doing this whole time. I mean, honestly, it's not that. I mean, in terms of the amount of work and effort that went into not just the actual physical remodel of this room, but also the going across the country and packing up an apartment and moving that apartment and the person within it across the country. That was that's been a.
I saw Lucas for the first time in like years because of like pandemic bullshit and everything. Like I hadn't been out to see them, like we hadn't been at conventions and stuff. And I saw Lucas for the first time in years this fall / late summer when he was driving from the East Coast back to the West Coast. I drove like 3 hours like south and east down to my college town and caught them on their way through.
Yeah.
Epic journey.
It was an undertaking, y'all.
It sure was.
Yeah.
Y'all should have. You don't even know. You should have seen how I packed that car. I packed that car. When we turned, when we like made a turn, nothing moved. Not one thing moved. That is how tightly packed it was in that car. Okay.
It was airtight, and when I tell you, friends, that suspension was loaded.
No,
it was so funny.
Ever since you pointed it out to me, though, like the whole rest of the way back, I was extremely paranoid and conscious of that. I was like, oh god, we're gonna break everything. Every time we hit a bump or anything, I was like, we're gonna die. This is it. The car's done. We're gonna get straight.
Like, oh god, we're gonna bottom out.
But no, we made it.
Bumps for sure.
East and west.
Yes. So anyway, that's what do we do here? We ramble. We talk about random stuff. We talk about
stuff
things.
and things that are going on with us and that we're interested in. And like, I promise this is not shameless self promo. I'm just like reeling after the events of this week and like the Terminus Kickstarter. Like I am fully on the floor. We are at this point like $80 from having 4K. We almost have 175 backers, which beforehand Bree and I were doing the math where we're like, okay, yeah, so we can expect like 50 to 70 followers on the page to translate. We'll probably get like a little bit of Kickstarter traffic, but we were kind of just basing most of our input off of the followers on the pre-launch page. And then this week happened, and we've got significantly more than we had expected and projected.
Oh yeah. So it was y'all are doing so good. I'm very impressed.
It takes me back, and like the thing that I guess I want to like explore here is actually that, man, you can use an English degree for a lot of shit.
Yeah, don't let anyone tell you different.
Everyone's like, what do you do with an English degree? Teach? I'm like, everything. Does it require writing? Yes. Okay, good. Your English degree is of use to you. And like, also, thank you for the congratulations. I super appreciate it. But like, yeah, no, I remember a few years ago when I was thinking about going to grad school. Thank God I didn't do that. My professor was like, there are a lot of other things. I always recommend that people, get out and do stuff for a while first. And there's a lot of things that you can do with your English degree. Like, I know you're interested in storytelling, but like, you could lean into this. You could try, like start building up a portfolio of writing things. And one of the things he mentioned was also, he's like, I know it's not like narrative or like games, but like marketing is like a form of like storytelling and like pitching and stuff like that. And I remember at the time I was just like, what do you mean, Andy, you're nuts? And now that I've spent like the last 6 months and like the last couple of years working on Kickstarter projects as like a collaborator and now running my own Kickstarter, I'm like, oh, I know what you mean, Andy. Oh.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, it's so good. Like you guys are doing a really good job. I'm very impressed, very proud of you and Bree over there.
Super awesome, man.
Yeah. I'm really excited. We started with the goal of just like printing some books for a kind of like fun, weird, like little meditative game that we had made. Like it's more or less gamified meditation, right? Or like a gamified writing exercise. And I think one of the most unique things about it, aside from the tarot, is like that it asks you to go and walk around, and it turns out that people are like very interested in that. So it's a good gimmick, I guess.
Hey, there it is.
What kind of game mechanics do you like in your tabletop RPGs? Ones that remove the table.
It's
only for part you do still require a table.
True. It's
sorry, I'm hesitating here because I thought there was a joke to be made in there, and there might have been. I'm just not smart enough to make it, so don't worry about it.
Tabletop RPGs, more like table not art. Wait, hold on.
that would have been that's the joke that I couldn't find. That's the one. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I figured it was somewhere in that.
It was somewhere like that. Yeah.
Sometimes you stand up and go away from the table to be more active,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the existence of tabletop games implies the existence of table bottom games, and I think that I love that for us.
Thank
Table
you,
bottom
Lucas.
games, dice trays with the fur.
Thank you so
That's
much.
not where I was going with that, but incredible.
This, that made me. That's all happy making.
I just took everybody in this chat back into somewhere in their like school years, listening, like hearing that at dances. Oh boy.
So 4 years into this shit, huh? Yes, indeed. 4 years into this shit. It's yes, Freeman.
I'm just thinking about another. It reminded me of a meme I saw somewhere. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
About if there's something about just give me a second. Let's just keep talking. Ignore
Okay,
me.
cool. All right. Freeman's going on for a little jaunt for a second.
This is going away from the table part of the tabletop.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, like, what stuff have I been into lately? I mean, actually, so Cole, I'm gonna call you out a little bit here, Cole. But don't worry, it's not bad. Cole has not seen much or really any of Star Wars in the past, and we are currently in the process of correcting that.
Good.
So the order, of course, that we watched was like the original trilogy, and then when we got to the prequel trilogy, we did episodes 1 and 2, and then I decided to try an experiment. We're watching all of Clone Wars right now. We're watching Clone Wars. And I honestly, like, I remembered liking the show and I remembered that it was a good show, but like now I'm re-experiencing it, and I forgot how fucking good that show is. Clone Wars is so good, so good. It's like one of the best things to come out of Star Wars, I think. Period. Ever. It's just extremely well done, and that they make you care so much about the clone troopers as individuals, and it's just it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I remember I watched Colin watch like the last 2 episodes of Clone Wars, and I was like, oh, this shit hits.
Yeah. The last 2 episodes especially hit. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so like over the like last summer, I was just kind of like I needed media to like binge while I was winding down, or like I was working late or something like that. And it became Clone Wars. And so I've watched like 3 or 4 seasons of it, I think. I can't remember how many there are. There's a lot.
There's 7.
But yeah, okay. I'm like around the halfway. I think just shy of the halfway mark. And that was one of the things that I was struck by immediately, is how much it humanizes the clone troopers, and just like all of the commentary about like humanity and what makes us like human and all of that, like especially with the antagonists being a droid army that is like soulless or whatever, and then like people treating clones the same way as they treat like the droids, but like the clones are very clearly like people with unique tastes, and like not a single one cuts their hair the same way, paints their armor the same way. Like it's I don't know, it's so well done.
It really is. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're doing the way that we're doing this is we did episode 1, episode 2, and then we're doing seasons 1 through 6 of Clone Wars. Then we're gonna watch Revenge of the Sith, and then watch season 7. Because season 7, a lot of it takes place concurrently with Revenge of the Sith, but from Ahsoka's perspective. So like we mostly follow Ahsoka. So yeah. Yep. It's yep. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're working our way through that right now. So yeah.
That's a really good ordering too. I feel like, especially for someone who's never seen like, or who has like almost seen nothing at all of Star Wars. Like I feel like that's a really, to be able to go like, here was the originals, now let's kind of go chronologically, and to be able to watch all of Clone Wars in between 2 and 3 feels like a really fun way to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so I saw a watch guide a while back when I was trying to figure out how colon, and I sort of ignored it for the most part. But I having seen the original trilogy like all the way through and then started the prequels, I sort of wonder how it would have been different. So okay, I'm gonna present to you my Star Wars watch order hot take. Okay, watching Star Wars for the first time, like if you've never seen it, if you're showing it to somebody who's never seen it, Episode 4, like A New Hope, and then Empire Strikes Back, right? Then you get the whole "I am your father" thing, right? And then you watch Episode 1 and 2. Forget. We're just taking for a moment. We're forgetting Clone Wars. Just for the moment, we're just sort of taking that out of that thing. And you watch Revenge of the Sith, and then you watch Return of the Jedi, because you get like the whole like you end on "I am your father" or whatever, right? And then you get to see how that happened, and then you see the payoff. So it's like you're doing like a mid-break flashback, you know.
I was just sitting here thinking, like, yeah, when I wrote the copy for Some of Tomorrow Is Dead and dubbed you Lucas like flashback feels criminal Santana, I was correct, because that does basically like structure like the prequel trilogy as though it's like a flashback in the middle of the 4, 5, 6 arc, and I do that's cool.
and then you actually get to see the parallels between Revenge of the Sith and Return of the Jedi, and you get to see like the way that they sort of run parallel, because you're watching them side by side, you know.
Yeah, and it's really cool too, because I think you get to see the passing of a lot of these old heroic figures like Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then you double back and see them like in their prime.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly, Matt. Empire Strikes Back has to be second. Exactly. So you watch A New Hope, Empire, and then the prequels, and then Jedi. Like, I think that's I'm sort of mad at myself for not paying more attention and like really actually taking 2 extra seconds to think about the watch order that I read, and then go, "Ooh, why did they structure it like that?" It's because of that, and I sort of regret not doing that for Cole. But I think they enjoyed the experience regardless. So.
Yeah.
And you ignore the new trilogy. Yes, exactly, Nico.
You
Or
ignore the new
don't if
trilogy.
you like it, but like
Yeah,
that's
fine, but
it is what it is. But I don't like it, so I will not. We won't be doing that.
Totally fair.
Very fair. Absolutely. Yeah.
Watch Andor.
Watch Andor.
That's a good show.
Okay,
I still haven't gotten over the hump, but-
Watch Andor, and then when you're done, watch all of the prison episodes again.
Exactly. Yeah. So
That is
Nico.
one of the shows.
I just wanted to respond to something that Nico said, because I agree with your top 3 Star Wars media, but Rule of 2 for Darth Bane, I actually thought that one was weaker than the first one. I'm really curious, because I'm curious about your reasoning behind it, because I actually thought that one was weaker than Darth Bane, the first book. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think we could probably both agree that the weakest one was the third one, because I don't honestly even remember what happened in that book. So, but yeah, I'm curious why you think the Rule of 2 is the good one. Very curious about that. In my opinion, though, back to Andor. In my opinion, I think Andor might be in like my favorite thing that Star Wars has pretty much ever made. And my Henry and I were actually talking about this a couple weeks ago. It's because other than Andor, basically every other Star Wars, it might not have been targeted exclusively at children, but it was sort of made for children. You could quibble about like A New Hope, and you could quibble about that, like those first 2 Star Wars movies, but A New Hope and Empire, you can kind of quibble there, but the rest of them pretty much, I mean, they weren't targeted exclusively at kids, because that's bad marketing strategies, but they were for such a large franchise, but they were sort of made sort of very explicitly kid friendly, and I definitely think that Andor was the first Star Wars thing in a very long time, at least, that has been explicitly targeted at adult audiences. So, and it hits.
A more powerful anti-corporate, anti-capitalist, anti-fascist piece of media I don't think I have seen recently. And that show is airtight. The script is incredible. The cinematography, the music. I don't super often listen to soundtracks to like movies and series and stuff like that. I have listened to so much of the Andor soundtrack just driving around, or like when I'm working, and it's right for the vibes of the stuff that I'm working on.
Yeah.
It's
Odds, welcome on in. How was Craft in the Mines? I saw it when I jumped in earlier. I saw you were doing that.
Yeah, I saw that too. It's been a while.
Isn't it just crazy how music is emotional? Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
In our current theme, actually, a piece of music that has never failed to provoke an emotional response from me is the clone theme from Clone Wars. It's so fucking good. I actually used it last night in a D&D game. It's really fucking cool. It hits me every time. And especially if anybody's been watching The Bad Batch, every once in a while they'll like weave in the clone theme in a really very like emotional. It stabs me in the heart and then twists every time, and it's so good. It's so good. So yes, Odds, to your point about how music can be emotional, that one. Also, the entirety of the Mass Effect 3 soundtrack.
Odds says, "Hi, so should I watch Andor?"
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, don't.
It's all right.
Don't listen to Freeman. Watch Andor.
It sucks.
Watch.
No, yeah, watch it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Hassan says, I want to try New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, 1, 2, 3, and/or Rogue One, Return of the Jedi.
Interesting. That would be interesting.
That'd be fun too. Like everything in between, and then you go back for the very end.
Okay.
There's a final note about Andor. One of the things that I do love about that show is, independent of it being maybe like the best, or at least my favorite piece of Star Wars media that's come out, it is also, independent of knowing about Star Wars, just a fucking incredible show.
It is.
You don't have to be steeped in the Star Wars universe to watch that show. The nostalgia helps, and a little bit of knowledge about it helps, but like you can go into Andor blind, I think, and have a great time.
Nico said, I love the first book for the ending, but the build-up is sometimes excruciatingly slow. Rule of Two gives us the payoff for that massive moment, and I personally love Xana as a character a lot. I do like Xana. I think the build-up is... I could see how you would see it as slow. I didn't find it slow, and that's mostly because I liked the narrative of, like, it's no secret, as anybody who has watched this show for any length of time, that I love, like, my favorite thing about Star Wars is, like, the Force and, like, philosophy therein, like the philosophy of the Force within the Star Wars universe. And so for me, watching a lot of the that final moment was sort of big payoff, but I really appreciated that within the build up there was a lot of, like, Darth Bane exploring the, like, sort of dogmatic beliefs of the Sith of the time, and then, like, finding his own realizations and, like, studying and all that kind of stuff. But you're right though, there are a lot of really sort of slow patches within that probably didn't need to be in there. But yeah, I hear you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, Odd says, it's great because I was watching Picard with my husband, who has watched less Star Trek than me, and I felt like as I was explaining why things were cool and it was exhausting, so Andor just sounds like just a nice story. Yeah, like, I think what you need to know about Andor going into it is, like, big fascist empire run galaxy. This is the story of the beginning of the rebellion and a man who was crucial to its formation. And I should say the man, but also the people who were crucial to its formation in the way that we see it in the rest of the rest of the trilogy.
You know what? Speaking of Picard and just Star Trek in general, personally, like with the newer Trek stuff, I felt like they were really, like, with Discovery and with each season of Discovery and with Picard, they sort of felt like they were trying to, like, find they always got close. They did something good, but they, like, always just kind of got close to, like, ish, somewhere in the vicinity of Star Trek feel. And then Strange New Worlds happened, and it's like, okay, this hits all the Star Trek nostalgia for me, which and Andor is that for Star Wars. I think Andor is that for Star Wars, where, like, you get the yes odds. I love Strange New Worlds. It's so good. Like, I enjoyed Picard and I enjoyed some of Discovery. Most of the seasons of that I have seen of Discovery I have liked. But Strange New Worlds, I was like, oh fuck, this is Star Trek, and it, like, just gave me I felt it in my chest. I was like, this is Star Trek. The other ones I was like, up here, I was like, yeah, it's Star Trek. But, like, Strange New Worlds, I felt it in here. I was like, oh, it was very, very well done. And Andor, I think, was that for me with Star Wars. Andor did that, where, like, the other things, like, they were cool and they definitely looked like Star Wars, but Andor felt like Star Wars. So
yeah, and I think it. God, this is just rave about Andor hour. I realize, but I think one of the things that made it feel like so quintessentially Star Wars is that it didn't lose the heart of, like, the story about, like, hope and adventure. like it was not like a fantasy romp. It was definitely like a dramatic show. But the heart of that show, I think, like the heart of Star Wars has always been like hope, right? At least especially as we're introduced to the original trilogy, and it's been about people, and it was really good. I don't know.
Maggie, I appreciate you.
It was good.
Now this is Star Trek. I mean Padre. Anyways, yeah, space stories. We love them here.
It's just a
Love 'em
funny
to
meme, Maggie. It's just a funny meme. It's yeah. Anyway, space stories exactly. Yep. Yeah. Speaking of space stories, actually, you might see me in some non-Rule of Floor actual plays at some point this year as well. That's all I'll say about that for now.
All right.
Yeah.
An announcement of.
Yeah. You might be seeing me announce stuff about that very soon. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Clearly, Roll needs to do a new space story game this year. We gotta go to space. We gotta go to space.
An announcement of nothing. I specialize in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you're a content creator, or like when you're a freelancer and like your life is NDAs all the time, like announcing nothing is what you get really good at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not announcing anything. I'm going to announce that I will announce something, and I'm going to be incredibly vague about it because that's what I'm permitted to say.
Yeah. You will, however, and this is a very important thing. You will never see me say something because I don't want to like call anybody out, but I don't like this makes me it makes me want to like scratch out my eyes whenever I see this. You will never see me say, you'll never see me anywhere say watch this space. I will never say that. Other than explaining to you what I will not be saying. Because every time I see that, it makes me want to like claw out my eyeballs. But
like one of the things I've missed most while Raul has been hibernating is the announcing of announcements. Good. Like we are here to bring you announcements of announcements.
yeah, and on that subject, actually, you can look forward to a whole year of announcements. I'm announcing this right now that you can look forward to an entire year at least of announcements. So that's especially for you, Newly Human, just for you. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Nico had a good question for us earlier.
I saw it earlier. What was it? I missed it.
It was, hold on, rather than scrolling up, I copied it. I'm gonna paste it in the chat here.
I just remembered I had to unplug my mouse.
But what Nico said was, if you could Barry Allen, aka fuck with the timeline, and give advice to yourself when you were starting this, what would you say?
Okay, sorry. I got distracted by chat. I need you to read that to me again.
All right, one more time. If you could Barry Allen, aka fuck with the timeline, and give advice to yourself when starting this, what would you say?
Ooh, okay, all right.
Also,
all right.
hi Cam, it's good to see you.
Cam, hello.
That's a good question. Fun.
If I could Barry Allen myself back in time, to me, just starting out Rule of Lore, I would say, don't do it. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. That's not no.
Run! Yeah,
the Gandalf, fly, you fools.
That's
Damn.
You know, God, I don't know, because I feel like, and I'll tell you why. I feel like we were pretty prepared given our level of knowledge at the time. We were pretty prepared going in, and everything that we learned along the way, I think, were things that we had to learn for ourselves. Like, they were not. Yeah, I don't think that there was there. I'm having trouble thinking of any one specific thing that I could say, like. I mean, the only things I can think of are like on the production side, which aren't that interesting, and like things like don't announce anything until it's ready to go tomorrow. Like,
that's a lesson that you learn like many times the hard way.
Yeah.
And finally after a while it sinks in. You're like, okay, I'm not announcing shit until I can push the go live button and walk away for 4 months.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's like the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Because honestly, everything else, I think we did a lot of our work ahead of time. Because like while our very first stream was in February of 2019, we started working on this and doing our research in, God, I think it was August of 2018, September of 2018. That's when we started, and so we spent months just trying to like bone up on like everything that we needed to know about streaming. So we were pretty prepared going in. Like we weren't going in just like fresh faced and like entirely unprepared for the world to beat us into submission or anything like that. We just like we knew what we were as prepared, I think, as we could have been without experience. So I don't know that there's anything that I would have gone back in time and like told myself, because everything else that we learned along the way had to be experienced. Like we wouldn't have, even if somebody had come back from the future and told us, hey, do this or don't do this, it wouldn't have made any sense to us without having experienced it ourselves. Like it wouldn't have made any sense. We would have had no context for it. So I don't know that I have anything. I can't think.
That's a pretty good answer, I think.
Yeah.
There's a lot about content creation that you just have to learn by doing, you know, and fucking it up a few times too along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Freeman?
Yeah,
What
Freeman.
do I think? I don't really have an answer that you wouldn't just apply to just about anything else.
Yeah.
I think, and it might seem very vague, but just like you might not know a whole lot about something, and you might spend hours overthinking something, but you at some point just have to kind of do it.
Yeah.
Because you kind of will, some of us, me included, will kind of wrap around several times and then it won't get done.
Yeah.
So just don't overthink too much.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Make an action, even if it is a wrong action too, because at least you made an action.
Yeah.
And
a wrong action is better than inaction.
Exactly.
Good.
I think
Put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, I think that's accurate. There was something else that I was thinking of a second ago, which was yeah, like you were saying, John, that a lot of it is like, because I think we knew a lot of things, a lot of lessons that many content creators who are starting out learn. We knew we knew off the bat, but we had no context for them. So in a way, we were kind of getting the Barry Allen like back in time kind of thing, because we heard the same things from other content creators who'd experienced it. It just made no sense to us. Like it's one thing to know something, but to experience it yourself is an entirely different animal. Like I think that's my answer for that. And
Yeah, and I think really just to what both of you have said so far, like in terms of, especially like in terms of what Freeman was saying too, I think like just do it and see what works and see what you like and see what you don't like.
Yes.
Sorry. This is calling back to a bit right before we went live. Just do it.
Do it.
Like if Freeman earlier said, if Shia LaBeouf was asking a question, just do it and
just do it.
Yes.
But yeah, like, I think my piece of advice to myself or us at the outset would be like, don't be too precious with it. Like in the same way that like any creative, like don't be too precious with it. Don't feel too attached to something to like not let it go. You know, if something's fun but it's too much, then like figure out how to make it work, or you know, I think like experiment, see what you like, and then lean into that.
Yeah.
You know, the same kind of advice I think that I would give to anybody in a creative profession, which is like, don't be too precious with anything. Fuck around, find out, and then take what you learn and apply it to the next thing that you do.
It's the same advice I give to anybody who's like GMing games. I'm like, listen, you're gonna be really bad for a little while, but like the only way you get better is by like looking at what you're doing, going, hey, what worked, what didn't work, why didn't it work, and then try something different next time. when wash, rinse, repeat. Like that's, you know. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good question, Nico. Thank you.
It was.
Hassan says, I love that chat's been totally silent throughout the course of this answer, which of course I just broke. Yeah, I think is some, I think some solid answers to a very good question.
Yeah, and Nico's right. That what our answer that is in itself good advice, because the reality is, like, you can know something, but just because you know it doesn't mean you know it, right? You gotta, like Freeman said, you kind of gotta just do things sometimes. You know, there's only so much studying and prep you can do before you kind of gotta just go for it. Which kind of a little bit was our problem at the outset. So we spent a lot of time studying and trying to figure shit out, and never felt like we were ready. Even when up until we were hitting the go live button, we didn't feel like we were ready. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The advice is just do it, make mistakes, learn from them, take what you like and pitch what you don't, and keep moving forward and keep doing it.
The thing that Miss Frizzle in the Magic School Bus says, it ends with, I don't remember. She says she has like a catchphrase that's like sort of similar to that.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
I always think of that that like Vonnegut letter. I think it's Vonnegut, where he's talking about like this like person that he was interacting with, and he was like working at a quarry or something for a summer, and you know one of the workers there was like, oh wow, so like you've played the piano and you're a poet and you're a songwriter and you know you've done this and that and that's so many things, you must be incredibly studied, you're so good at all of these things. And he's like, no, I suck at most of that, but I do it just for the experience of trying it, of having done something else. And like that's advice that I feel like is worth taking to heart. Be bad at things, just for having done them and deciding whether or not you like them and want to be better at them.
Yeah. Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. That's the one I was looking for, Hassan. Thank you.
God, Maggie, that is so punchy.
Right? Maggie, you're not wrong, though. It is a little bit. Like, that's kind of how it feels sometimes. Because in a way, like Rule of Lore kind of is... It kind of is our baby, you know, a little bit. Like, Yeah, I mean... I was going to make a comparison, but I realized I don't have the other comparison. So, like, I don't have the vocabulary to do it, but like it is a little bit that. I mean, it is something that we created, you know, that we made, and you know, had to sort of figure it out as we went. Like I imagine you can read every parenting book there is out there and still not be ready to like when the time comes, you know. So like, it's very similar. So.
And listen, from experience, babies are more resilient than people think.
Yeah, you can just throw those things. Like, you can just chuck them. You just yeet, you know?
You see one of those things
don't
bounce?
do that.
It's not...
I just heard what you said, and then...
Yeah, I thought I was going to slide by and have nobody notice that. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to drop them. They're going to drop themselves. Yeah, every so often the child will just like dead weight themselves because they don't want to do what they're doing. And sometimes they dislocate their arm because they're holding mom or dad's hand at an air show. And they have to be rushed to the medical tent, and everyone misses the air show because they were tired and didn't want to keep walking. This isn't personal experience we're talking about. I don't.
Nico, I swear to God.
That's good. Wow, that is so perfect.
No, you know what, Nico, to answer your question, here's my real answer to the question. Me from the future talking to me in the past. Lucas, I am you from the future. Listen very carefully. One day there's gonna be this mouse. Don't waste time trying to trap it. It's not gonna fucking work. Just shoot the motherfucker. Sorry. Follow your instinct, your initial instinct.
Oh my God, that was too good.
That was perfect. Thank you for that. Wow.
I also appreciate all these incorrect Magic School Bus quotes that are happening. Geek Out's Magic School Bus quote: "Snitches get stitches," and then odds and ends. Magic School Bus quote: "They don't think it be like it is, but it do."
But it do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
School bus.
rocky. 2020 gets rocky. Invest in toilet paper.
Or a bidet, to be honest.
That's
Just
true.
me.
I had occasion to try a bidet for the first time very recently, and I gotta tell you, it changed my life.
Yeah.
That's not a joke or a bit. That's just I'm serious. It changed my life.
It's
Um,
it just makes
man.
sense.
Yeah. I'm really seriously, genuinely looking into getting one.
Yeah, no,
I just-
you can get them to install on your your already existing like
Yeah.
system in your latrine or whatever.
Yeah, they're great.
Guys, I have basically no use for a bidet.
I realized that.
Sorry, if anyone was watching my face the last 45 seconds, it was just me having the existential realization that I will never use a bidet for its intended purposes
Yeah.
because I have a colostomy.
Yeah.
I don't use the plumbing down there anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's there's just we're not gonna say the thing that came into my brain just now. We're just gonna move completely on from that, and we're just gonna go entirely anywhere else. So we're just gonna.
Well, littlest Jarvis said,
Somewhere
I'm pretty
else.
sure we've had a similar conversation, John. Listen, grief is a process, and sometimes you have to. Acceptance is a continual thing that sometimes you have to arrive at multiple times.
Well,
God.
yeah. It wouldn't
jokes.
be Ramblemancy if we didn't end up at some point with toilet humor. In this case, literal toilet humor.
Sometimes I walk away from stream for a few minutes to deal with something and come back at just the most peculiar moments. Cam, it is an incredible talent that you have. It's perfect.
It's true. It's like
say it again for the bidet in the back.
Cam with the stream is like me anytime I'm in Bree's Discord chat. Anytime I
Correct.
will tune out of the conversation and tune back in when somebody is saying just the weirdest shit. And I think that has led me to believe the conclusion that we've come to is people are always saying weird shit. Like there is no moment where weird shit is not being said. I think is the yeah.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, we will be just talking about perfectly normal shit, like Destiny or whatever somebody's video game hyperfixation is, and then you will manage to log in just as somebody is like, so there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties, and
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, but Bree's Discord chat is
Don't have
always
Apo
that.
rub.
I'm playing this conversation here is ever normal because it's not. You know, what is normal anyway, right? It's normal is a state of mind that I have never experienced. But yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh man. I'm trying to think of what else I've been. Sorry, Freeman, were you saying something?
No, it was just and here we are.
And here we are. And so it is.
I turned 30 here a couple of weeks ago, and people keep asking what 30 feels like, and I'm mostly just like, I feel like the best answer is the most competent version of me that has existed yet. I think that's my best answer. I'm like, I know that I will get smarter after this, but it's a combination of acceptance that shit's just always going to be wild and being like, yeah, I'm okay with that. It's just going to be fucked and it'll be what it is. But also being like, I can deal with that. And also I know how to do things now.
Yeah, I cannot recommend enough knowing how to do stuff as a stress reliever. I cannot recommend that enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're feeling
Feeling
stressed,
overwhelmed.
just know how to do a thing.
Yeah. Feeling stressed, take a walk, drink some water, and know how to do something.
Anything. It could literally be anything. It's gonna help you out.
Learn a thing.
Yeah.
Totally true.
Knowledge is power, Cam. Yes, exactly.
I know touch grass is a meme, but also move your body, do cardio.
Exactly.
It's good for you. Also, recently 30, it feels like I'm doing a great job, but also just terrible. Yeah, I listen. I understand the feeling, newly human.
Yeah. 30 feels like
Floss.
yes. 30 feels like having been 30 for about a little over half a year. It feels like you're like that gif of like putting down the train tracks in front of the train, right? But you've gotten like you've gotten real good at putting those train tracks down. You're still putting them down in front of the train. You've gotten real good at doing it.
Yeah, like those videos of like a baker like fucking cutting up an entire row of croissants where they're just like they look bored almost, and it's like doot 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 doot, and they like just like going ham with a knife. Like instead of the frantic like laying down tracks in front of you, you just got to kind of like a pile of them. It's like lay bang 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 bang, lay bang 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 bang, and you're just kind of like cruising along.
Yeah. It's a little bit, or
Stained overall.
put a different way. It's a little bit like in Minecraft when you're like trying to build to like over there, and you just build under yourself. You just like hold control
absolutely.
or shift or whatever it is that like so you're
So you're
on
like
the edge.
building like a platform for yourself.
Exactly.
So you don't fall over. Yeah, like a bridge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Littlest Drummer, I was gonna wait for people to finish that before I called you out for any type of cardio, any will do. Wink wonk.
The best
Anyway,
channeling you with this. Yeah, you sure were.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hessen said, say to yourself, I know how to XYZ, the world will not end. Good advice. And it is hard to internalize for a good while, but it's important. It's important advice. The world ain't gonna end. The world will keep turning. And as long as I know how to do something and move myself within it, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And again, pretty solid advice for people who want to make content or stream or just make something. Learn how to do something you like and do it.
Oh, actually, I feel like this also needs to be said. Just because you enjoy doing something and doing a hobby doesn't mean you gotta make money at it.
Yep.
Very important.
That's the other half of
the other half of that.
the
Yeah.
Vonnegut letter.
Exactly.
Is that like, no, I don't. I'm bad at many of those things, and like it translates. You don't have to make money off of something. You can do something, and you can be good at it, or you can be bad at it, and not pressure yourself to make money or get better at it.
Being bad at things is, well, I wouldn't call it my next advice, my next recommendation as to like not be like a stress relief, but like being okay with being bad at things, also really great for stress relief. Now, if you're bad at something that you want to be good at, then I don't know what to tell you. That's not going to help. But like still, you should be. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's not exactly going to help you with stress relief, but it is. Actually, you know what's funny? So I talk about this in a different context a lot, which is getting my when I got my ADHD diagnosis years ago. God, how long ago was that? That was almost 10 years ago now. It's almost 10 years ago. I actually it actually was a little bit me kind of it didn't help immediately, like obviously knowing what's going on in here didn't just immediately solve the problem and it's like everything's great now, but what it did do is it helped me do the thing we were just talking about, which is get comfortable being bad at things, right? Because like I realized, because like having my diagnosis helped me understand why there were things that were difficult for me that I felt I shouldn't have been, and then it helped me stop thinking about those things as things that I was failing at, and instead trying to think about like, how can I still do this, Like, is there a different way that I can do this that does work? And that, man, that is so freeing. That was such a freeing thing. Knowing how to walk away is really, really good. Knowing how to walk away, re-examine, and return, like those are
Yeah.
that's a healthy
Being-
skill to have.
Being able to look critically at things in
Mhm.
your life, and not to say that like you should. This isn't to devalue emotional attachment to things. That should weigh in the critical analysis, right?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Geek Outs. The thing I still struggle with is calling my ADHD a disability. I agree. I don't have a problem calling it a disability. The thing I have a problem with is calling myself disabled. That's the thing I have a problem with. I have a really hard time doing that. But calling my ADHD a disability, I think I'm okay with that. I think I have finally come to terms with that. It's the other thing that's harder for me. But yeah. But it is
Hassan
a
said,
good point.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Hassan said, I'm going to derail the advice train a bit. What is an awesome game you found during your break that you want to play, not necessarily on stream, just in general? Hold on. I have to think about my answer to this. I have to think about my answer to this for a second.
I really want to run or play, but probably run, SW5E. And I understand that it's kind of a cop-out answer because it still is 5th edition SRD, whatever. But, like, I love Star Wars, and I know that everybody who has been watching this episode of Ramblemancy will be very shocked by that fact. But, because, you know... but yes, SW5E is something that I've been wanting to run for. Yeah, Bree. Bree.
I'm listening.
I'm looking at you, Bree. Because I'm very excited. I'm excited about that. I don't know that it's a game that I have found since the break, but it's one that I really do want to play because I've learned more about it over the break. Like, I've played Star Trek Adventures, but any of the other Modifius 2D20 systems, like the Fallout system, Conan, like I'm very excited about those. I want to. I don't have them, but I want to have them and play them.
I think my answer to this one, I have a few answers to this one. Like I'm going to give a few as Lucas did. I really want to play some Sleepaway at some point, which is a Possum Creek Games game where you are all teenagers at a camp with the Lindworm, or like where you're playing a camp counselor at a summer camp that is haunted by the Lindworm. So it's super cool and very macabre, and I think it would be very fun. And then I think Wickedness would also be super fun. It's a 3-player game that uses tarot where you play a coven of witches. That's one that I definitely want to play. And weirdly, I want to find a Mork Borg game that I like. Because I have worked on a bunch of Mork Borg games, but I haven't actually played them. And so I want to play something OSR. I want to play something like, Chris Bizet OSR-y, like dungeon crawly, just, real brutally simple. Oh, you walked into a room, your character has been beheaded by a trap that you missed. Make a new one. Okay, you're playing again in 15 minutes. Like...
It's like a crunchier Munchkin.
Yeah, kind of. Like I want to try out something OSR, which is like sort of different for me, but like those games are fun because I feel like they lean farther into the they lean more on the game side than they lean on the role playing side, and I think that'd be fun to play around.
Thank you, Nico. Crunchkin. Yes. This was the portmanteau we needed.
The litany, and Matt posting a litany to fear, litany against fear, which always a good read.
Of course. Newly Human says, not newly discovered, but my goal is to eventually run an in-person 10 candles for my group. There are 5 people across 4 states and 3 time zones, so we'll see. Yeah, that's a tough thing to do. Like, especially, like, yeah. Yeah, 10 candles is good, but yeah, I feel your pain, Newly Human. Running a game for people in like a variety of different time zones and different states and stuff. I understand. I am.
Death metal Viking cats. Sorry.
What? Okay, I'm listening.
I'm sorry. I was just
Yeah.
anyway.
I'm here.
Hassan, this cool new game that I found during the break. It's called Glances at Notes Valhalla, or Nine Lives to Valhalla. A frenetic tabletop RPG about death metal Viking cats earning their place in the drinking halls of Valhalla.
Good.
I want to play that. Ooh, yeah. Actually, this is also a good answer. I streamed some. I streamed actually last week. God, it was last week. I streamed some Cloud Empress last week. With the creator Watt, who is also from the Twin Cities. Brie and I met them at Convergence this year. But they made a game that is based off the Mothership horror RPG. So it's a Mothership compatible game, and it's basically if you took like a bunch of like Miyazaki and kind of stapled it to horror, like some horror stuff. Yeah, sorry, a week and a half ago now about. And stapled like some horror influences in there. It's basically like this post-apocalyptic world in which giant cicadas have consumed like they come in seasons and like fucking eat the dead, like the corpses of the dead, and like magic comes from like the ground up shells of these giant psychic magical cicadas. And it's super cool. So I want to play more Cloud Empress.
Interesting.
Nausicaa horror, basically.
Freeman, do you have have you had games that you've learned about during our break that you want to play?
Just the ones that I haven't played already that I said I would play with folks.
Fair.
I'm still catching up on. I need to do some Valheim and some.
Oh, we're talking about. Well, I guess I was going to transition into video games. We were talking about TTRPGs right now.
Mm. Oh, okay. I thought it was kind of a little bit. It was either or. That was kind of how
I kind of did too, but yeah, I went with TTRPGs first, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I kind of want to go back and play some Cyberpunk Red.
Yeah, Cyberpunk Red is a fun game.
I just like the aesthetic of. Oh, there, cryptid. My cryptid is.
It's cryptid o'clock. I see.
Your cryptid passive is engaged.
But in any case, what I'm trying to say is, Cyberpunk Red, love the aesthetic, but I also love the aesthetic of like steampunk, kind of like arcane.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, it's still blurry. It's that hour.
I think Freeman is just blurry. Freeman has become blurry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the camera at all. On the subject of video games, though, I've got my eyes on Nightingale. I'm real excited about that one, about that release. Because what made me think of it is you said steampunk just now. It's like steampunk meets Fae meets open world survival crafting.
Yeah, no, I really loved watching the trailer for that too.
It looks dope.
It looks really good. Yeah.
I want to Mary Poppins my way across a steampunk Fae landscape.
Yeah.
Give me a damn umbrella and let me glide places, please.
Sold.
Yeah. Yeah, Nightingale. God, what was the other one that I was really looking forward to this year? I'm trying to remember what it was now. I have like a list of games that like I have prioritized in my head as to like which one I'm willing to like drop launch day prices on, like launch day money on, you know, and which ones I'm waiting for sale, and I cannot remember them other than Nightingale right now. I guess I'm kind of looking forward to like the new Jedi game, Jedi Survivor. Is that what it's called? Jedi Survivor with Cal Kestis. You know what I'm talking about. the sequel to Fallen Order.
Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of looking forward to that, but
I'm
um,
actually, I'm not gonna play it right away, but I am gonna play the Metroid Prime remaster that came to Switch.
nice. I would expect nothing less.
Uh-huh. I'm really excited to play that. I'm very excited to subject Bree to Super Metroid next week. It's become a thing that I just do to my friends now, where I'm like, you've streamed long enough. We're good enough friends. Want to play Super Metroid?
Yeah. Man, I'm really struggling to remember what my, and I don't have Steam open right now, so I can't check my wish list. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember. But yeah, well, it has come to my attention that we are over time, and the reason this happened is because I forgot that I was watching the stream timer, and I forgot that we had gone live and then turned it off and then turn it on again to get all the monkeys out of the stream. Yeah, but we're at time.
We're at the time. Aren't we 10 minutes almost over?
Yep.
Just like the old days where we
old
go 10 minutes over.
Just like the old days.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna end the stream with Matt's compilation video again, and then we'll go to the end screen. But nothing much to say for right now. We're trying to return to a regular streaming of Ramblemancy. Hopefully we can do it weekly from now on. I'm not gonna I'm just gonna say stay tuned, because this studio is not entirely done yet, but it should be very done in the before next Friday, barring the unforeseen. So that's what I will say to that right now. So, what did we look at? What's happening? No, fuck you. God damn it.
We will be streaming Ramblemancy, on and off going forward as we build some momentum up again.
Yeah, we're trying to go back to a regular stream schedule. So, but yeah. So no actual announcements. But yeah. God. Why did I do this to myself? Why did I do this to myself? Anyway, I shouldn't have said shit.
Welcome to being a content creator. It's like, oops, I said that. Oh, somebody clipped it. Oh, now it's in a supercut. Well.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we are going to.
Yeah.
That's true. I think that needs to happen. Ramblemancy live when? Anyway, yes, stay tuned. We'll probably be back next week. Listen, you all know where you can go to support us. We've got our Patreon. You can subscribe here on Twitch. You can send us some coffee on Coffee. You can do any number of things to support us, but more than anything, the best support that we can get from you, especially now after the Twitter sort of lit on fire while we were gone, and is still burning. It's still burning. So the best thing you can do for us is help us boost our visibility by sharing, commenting, retweeting, all that kind of stuff, all that good stuff. And of course, you can look at things on YouTube. You can look at our past backlog of content on YouTube. And again, they're one of the best things you can do. Again, especially because Twitter is on fire. Comment. Those do so much to boost visibility. So we appreciate every comment we get on our videos, and it helps a lot. So like and comment. I realize I'm turning into one of those content creators. Just like, comment, and subscribe. But it's, that's what we do. We could raid into MCDM. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. We're gonna do that actually, I think. But so we're gonna do that right now actually. But before we do that, I'm gonna do our little Matt's video again. Thank you so much for 4 great years of rambling, hanging out, and just chatting. We are so glad to be back and glad to be seeing all of you again. So we'll see you here next week for Ramblemancy, hopefully. But if not, we'll see you the next time you decide to come roll with us. Good night and good zone, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Surprise, everybody.
Hello.
I mean, hello. Hello, everyone. And hello. Didn't see you there. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi. All right.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Lights, camera, button.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to tonight's episode of Ramblemancy.
What happens?
Wait. Hold on. If Lucas doesn't know what's happening, and Freeman doesn't know what's happening, and I don't know what's happening, who's flying the stream?
Is this the button? Oh my God. Hi.
Which?
Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Wait, did we do it?
Are we here?
I don't know why that startled me so much.
I hate how scared you sounded. Like if you're not in control, none of us are in control.
Who's driving this thing?
Yeah.
Tinned meat.
Nothing better.
It's the best.
In the time before the oceans drank Atlantis, and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Conan, destined to wear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
What did I just watch?
Damn it, John. You underestimate my flower.
I love you, John.
Love you.
Is it large? Oh God, it's cursed. Oh, I was expecting it to be large, not that large.
I mean,
Suddenly all thoughts have left my mind.
I know. I'm like, I've never played a TTRPG before. What are you talking about?
What's a turtle?
Hey, Lucas, which chord is it?
Discord, not that chord.
It's definitely
Discord.
not Discord, is it?
Do a festive giveaway time. It's festive giveaway time.
She's right behind you, isn't she?
Yeah.
Dude, you have on your desk? What's your favorite thing on your desk? And what's the weirdest thing?
This is not a fun game for me. Like there's like
And I've got
I
a
don't
giant
have
fucking
like
pine cone.
That pine cone is the size of your head.
Discord?
No, Freeman, not that chord.
Discord.
That's the one I'm talking about. It's that one.
Okay. I just need to be sure.
Okay, not Discord.
Okay, we're not doing this bit again.
Because they're just so goddamn cool.
Then, from like around. Oh.
Help, GM. I am trying to play a rogue, but I'm dummy thick in the clap of my ass.
Yes.
Don't like it.
Thing. It is John's birthday.
It's come to my attention.
Oh my God!
Someone's birthday today.
This time I didn't throw you under the bus, I just gently drove it over you. We will see you the next time you decide to come roll with us. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night and good zone.